If you like what I make and want to help out the channel, make sure you subscribe to it, turn on notifications, leave a like on the video below, and comment as well. Thanks for your support, guys.
Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the Gekko. Another day, another video for you guys. The latest little spoil from IGG came out about the familiar system, the taming system, and I feel like it's the right time to go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I've been waiting to see if there would be a little more spoilers, which just came out, to really touch on the subject. Let's go look at all the things that IGG have released so far, go over them, and then see what we think about this, any speculations, things that I think. So this was the first thing they released, the first sneak peek, the Mystic Spire. The Mystic Spire is basically the place where you can obtain pacts to summon monsters. Pretty straightforward. There are 4 types of buildings. We're going to go look through all of them. The second building of this familiar system, or the monster taming system, is the Monster Hold, where you can upgrade and evolve your monsters as well as level their skills. The third building is the Spring. The Spring is the resource building of this system. It creates anima, which is, I guess, like this type of resource or whatever not that you need to make like contracts to get like monsters. The fourth and final building is the Gym. The Gym is where you can assign heroes to train monsters, essentially. The number of heroes you assign to train the monster, the familiar, we'll call it, affects the XP that they get, and the grade of the hero affects the timing it takes for the familiar to level up, to train it, essentially. Now today, IGG just released this right here, which explains the whole system and how it works. So let's look at it really quickly and start by building a spring to produce anima. With resources combined in the Mystic Spire, you can either obtain pacts or skill stones. The pacts can be opened to receive either familiar runes, which are the actual runes to summon the monster, or fragments that can be combined to make the rune. Once you have the monster and you have skill stones, you can either go to the Monster Hold and enhance the level of your familiars, or you can go ahead, well, you can do this, and after that go and train the familiar at the gym for XP and skill. So pretty much the way it works, it really reminds me of Castle Clash, sorry. That other game, I always flipped in the words. Castle Clash has this very similar system where you can get monsters, you can level them up, you can sacrifice one monster to make the other one stronger, you can roll for skills and stuff like that, and then you can assign a monster to each hero to go into like the battle with them. Essentially, I think that what Lords Mobile is going to do is a similar system where essentially each hero will have a familiar assigned to it, and then the heroes that you send out to fight will have the familiars with them over their shoulder or next to them or whatever it is, affecting the attack. Whether it's going to be, they're going to cause more damage of some shape or form, range damage, like siege damage, I don't know, whatever kind of damage the monster itself does, or they're going to just affect in a boost of stats, maybe more attack percentage or more range attack or more army HP, something of the sort. I think each monster is going to have their own unique traits, and the fight is going to begin on like who makes the best combination of monsters to get the best kinds of traits, and obviously who spends the most money to get the most monsters at the highest level with the best skills. I wonder how it's going to happen that you'll be able to like get skill stones. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen, is that you'd be able to buy anima for like gems or in packs or something like that, and then roll for either packs or for skill stones, and hopefully you'll get the skill stones you want. So this is really like very, very open for a lot of money spending, because from my understanding, the only way you can get packs or skill stones is to combine anima with resources at the Mystic Spire. If that's the case, this should be easily attained, right, with gems, just like you can really get resources, or with packs. I would assume there would be anima packs. So the idea would be that you buy a bunch of this, you get a bunch of resources, you sort of roll like in Castle Clash for either packs or skill stones. You hope you get the skill stones you want, or you just keep rolling until you get there, and same thing with packs. At the end of the day, what I believe will happen is that you'll have a ton of like runes that you don't really use, or if it's like in Castle Clash where you can sacrifice them to make your hero, your monster stronger, then maybe that's what'll end up happening with them. What I think about this whole thing is that it'll add a complexity to the game, and it'll add like another buffer to the top tier that spend a lot of money to like get away from the free-to-play players. This obviously is what's gonna happen, right? But the question is how they're gonna implement it. Whether there will be one monster per hero that you can assign each hero their own monster, or only the leader will have a monster, or maybe there will be 5 monsters that you can add without heroes. I don't really know how it'll happen, but if we look at Castle Clash, and Castle Clash is an IGG game, I'm assuming that they have like shared code, we can call it, like something that they implemented in very similar ways. Now, the things that really get to me is that in these images, they use like the backgrounds that they use are like spaces that already exist on your turf. So they use this area right here, they use this area right here, they use this area right here, and they use that area right here. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, you scroll down here, this like cloud thing showed up. This wasn't there before, I think. I don't remember this being here, and therefore I think that they will add another section of like land in here or monster taming buildings can go, but they can just as easily add like 1, 2, 3, 4 spots right here for like monster taming buildings. And they can also do what I think that they'll do, and that is to add it to this tile right here, another option of a building that you can put in it, right? So in the resource tiles, you have 4 options. You have the 4 types of resources, right? And except for gold. And on these tiles, all you get is 3 options, either the barracks, the infirmaries, or the manors. So I think that maybe they'll add a 4th one in here, like maybe the gym will come in one of these, or something that you're not gonna need plenty of, but it will require to sacrifice a spot. I don't really see where else they'd put them. They wouldn't put it in here because this is already way overloaded. They could put like spaces in here, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. This might be another spot, but again, it can literally be anywhere. What they are showing here, which is also a little bit interesting, is like they're showing you the levels. So maybe all you need is 1 of each building, right? So this is the lowest level, and as you build up, that's how it goes. And like same thing here, it goes from this to this, from this to this, and from this to that. And in here, maybe it goes from this to this instead. I don't know. But they're showing you like there'll be 4 new buildings. So maybe because I just kind of, as I spoke to this video to you guys, realized that these are like levels and these are not like different buildings. So maybe, yeah, they'll put like 4 buildings right here, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, or some sort of something like that. I don't know. My opinion on this thing, it's probably going to be a very heavy pay to play. If you're in a guild that has spenders incoming gold gifts, I don't think it'll do much of an impact to me personally. It'll definitely impact the community and the game. I think that this will add a little bit of a complexity level to the fighting. Right now, doing compositions and attacking forts and attacking castles is kind of very linear, in the sense that the meta is shifting, that people are using different buildings, different types of builds, different possibilities of combinations of gear, but it's still very linear. And with this, you're adding like another like 3rd dimension to it, which is not only gear and the composition of troops you have, but now it's also going to be gear, composition of troops, and on top of that, composition of monsters with the composition of heroes you're using. Of course that the heroes are not that big of a deal nowadays, because you have the 311Ks for like the top tier, and then 2 others that it really depends on what you're going with. But those are also part of the like the linearity of like what's of the fighting like mechanism that exists right now. I think that this will add like a 3rd dimension to it. I think that this can be very interesting to see like big people trying to figure this out. It's going to cost a lot of money to figure it out. I'm not looking forward for that. However, I do hope that the IGG somewhat thought about like the lower might free, not even free to play players, all right? Like the mid to low range pay to play players that don't spend thousands of dollars a month, you know? Just like those that like to play the game and enjoy like growing slowly and steadily. I hope that this system will have like some sort of way for them to get in as well. I do see anima being a big deal. I do see people starting to create anima and even sell anima for gems or cash. You know, that's a big thing that goes on in Lords Mobile nowadays. But I do see anime becoming a big thing sooner rather than later. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I hope this comes out, and it should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, this video is already way too long as it is. I'm going to ask you guys, again, for those of you who are still with us, in the comments below, what do you think about the familiar system? What would you think that, like, how would you speculate things about, like, based on what you see right here? Leave me your theories down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. And yeah, I'm the Gekko. I'm out of here. It is 5 a.m. I'm gonna quickly get this video done, upload it, and go to bed. Cheers, guys.